specifically for Herb York, and it goes like this, because this is where my jaw dropped and I went, wow, okay. So when I was writing an earlier book on DARPA, the Pentagon Science Agency, um, I went to a library down in San Diego called the Giesel Library to look at Herb York's papers. Herb York was the first chief scientist for the Pentagon, for DARPA, then called ARPA. And I had been trying to get the number from the various agencies that be to answer your, like, what is the exact number and how do we know it? And like, does it change? And, as technology advances, does that number reduce? All these kinds of questions. And no one will answer that question on an official level. And so, much to my surprise, I found the answer in Herb York's like dusty archive of papers. And this is information that was jealously guarded. I mean, it's not necessarily classified, but it certainly wasn't out there. But they whittled the number down to seconds, okay? Specifically for Herb York, and it goes like this, because this is where my jaw dropped and I went, wow, okay? So 26 minutes and 40 seconds from a launch pad in the Soviet Union to the East Coast. And it happens in 3 phases. Very simple and interesting to remember, because then suddenly all of this makes more sense. Boost phase, mid-course phase, and then terminal phase, okay? Boost phase, 5 minutes. That's when the rocket launches. So you just imagine a rocket going off the launch pad and the fire beneath it. 26 minutes and 40 seconds. Now, in my scenario, I open with North Korea launching a 1 megaton nuclear warhead at Washington, D.C. That's the bolt out of the blue attack that everyone in Washington will tell you they're afraid of. And North Korea has a little bit different geography. And so I had MIT Professor Emeritus Ted Postal do the math. 33 minutes from a launch pad in Pyongyang to the East Coast of the United States. But hopefully now that allows readers to suddenly see all this as a real, you almost see it as, as poetry, as terrible as that may sound. You can visualize it and suddenly it makes sense. And I think the sense-making part of it is really what I'm after in this book, because I want people to understand, on the one hand, it's incredibly simple.
But it's one of those things that can change all of world history in a matter of minutes.